Alright guys, let's talk about it. Eddie Hearn, he's had an amazing 2019, whether it be the ups, whether it be the downs. Eddie Hearn seems to, he's a promoter of the year in my opinion. I have a video a little while back with Eddie Hearn's year in review saying, what do you guys think of his 2019 thus far? Well, it's not over yet because there is two announcements from Eddie Hearn that in my opinion is just, it cements his status as the promoter of the motherfucking year. So let's start off with this one. I'll do the other story in the next video. Eddie Hearn could be banned from promoting in Las Vegas for violating the Ali Act. How could Eddie Hearn violate the Ali Act? Well, let's talk about it. Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn, this is coming from WorldBoxingNews.net, is under fire for what have been described as potential violations of the federal law and violating the Ali Act in his dealings with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Now, if y'all don't remember, I've done 3, 4, 5 different videos on the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Danny Jacobs fight. Why? Because I don't know. They kept changing the venue. The date was the same. The date's been December 20th for the last 4 or 5 months. But the venue could not be decided on. I wondered what was going on with that. Well, apparently this is why. Hearn is attempting to promote a fight between Daniel Jacobs and Julio Cesar in Arizona. That is, despite the fact Chavez Jr. was handed a suspension by Nevada. Chavez Jr. had refused to be drug tested by the NSAC, Nevada Athletic Commission, when the fight was originally made to take place in Las Vegas. So that's what the fuss was, because it was originally slated to be in Vegas. They ended up changing it to Arizona. I didn't think nothing of it. Chavez Jr. refused to take a drug test that was handed down by the Athletic Commission in Nevada. That's very interesting to me. I did not know that. And now this makes more sense when I saw an article, when I was looking for different topics. I saw an article with Danny Jacobs' statement saying if Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. doesn't pass one drug test, he's not fighting him. Bring on a replacement. I'm not even going to have it with him. He messes up one time. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be ready. But if he fucks up one drug test, he's out. And I was like, why is he randomly talking about that? Like, yeah, we know Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. isn't exactly the most disciplined guy when it comes to boxing, but you know what I'm saying, after his last performance, it seemed like he wanted to take things more seriously. I'm like, where's this coming from? Well, now it makes sense. That's very shady. That's shady shit right here. What do y'all think about this? Eddie Hearn, once again being Eddie Hearn, he says the fight goes on no matter what. He made a swerve on that bitch, man. He said, oh, Junior, you don't want to take a drug test in Nevada? All right, let's go over to Arizona where they won't even drug test you right now. We'll give you a little bit of time. Maybe get that out your system if you got something in your system. Y'all remember the Tyrone Spong situation with Usyk, right? And I knew that was going to happen. Eddie Hearn still hasn't been asked any questions about it, and he hasn't even responded to Tyrone Spong's accusations about it. He just let that shit just water under the bridge. He knew sooner or later people were going to forget, and they've forgotten this fast. I haven't, though, Eddie. You a sly motherfucker, man. Y'all want to talk about Dana White. This is the new guy out here. Eddie Hearn, he is a motherfucker. He a cold dog. So, let's get back to the story at hand. I'm sorry about that, guys. Got a little sidetracked. In a move that could have repercussions for Hearn, the Essex man shopped the event around the other states in the USA. Arizona eventually agreed. Nevada Chief Bob Bennett is not happy the way Hearn has conducted himself. Bennett has now threatened to revoke Hearn's license to promote in the state in a letter requested from the NSAC by World Boxing News. So, I'm not going to read the whole letter. It's pretty long, but I'll read a little bit. The document reads, based on Matchroom's ongoing dealings with Chavez Jr., while he has been on suspicion, it's apparent that Matchroom has violated Nevada law. Further, given that Chavez Jr.'s suspension is based on his refusal to submit to a drug test requested by the NSAC, thus an anti-doping violation. It is apparent that the event scheduled to occur in Arizona on December 20th is in violation of the Ali Act. As such, Matchroom is promoting an event that potentially violates federal law. So it goes so on and so forth, basically saying we need to take the necessary action to not only revoke Eddie Hearn's license from Nevada, but also from stopping this fight from continuing. Okay, so this is serious, man. So let's go ahead and tell you just a little bit more. Despite tickets going on sale for Jacobs vs. Chavez Jr. imminently and subscribers potentially signing up for DAZN, the clash is under threat. A replacement is already in place to step in for Chavez and Gabriel Rosada. Jacobs vs. Rosada seems the most likely scenario at the moment for Hearn. The practice use this event has obviously not gone down well with Nevada. So there's a possibility that we may end up seeing a last-minute switch with Rosada being thrown in there for Chavez Jr. because if they are threatening him to take away the license of Eddie Hearn and trying to get Arizona from complying with going on with this event, then I see Eddie Hearn just going ahead and taking Chavez Jr. out of the fight entirely, keeping the mat. Obviously, he's not going to lose money. Eddie Hearn's not that type of guy. He's going to keep the show must go on, obviously, with Rosado in place. So we have Danny Jacobs versus Rosado potentially for December 20th. And let me know what you guys think about all that I just talked about, okay? You already know what it is, Mr. Positivity. BLAKGOOSETV. Oh, yeah, we might be going live for the late game tonight, so look out for that.